The Village of Franklin regular council meeting of Monday, August 11th, 2025. Can we do the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Heather, can you do a roll call, please?
Trustee Michael Seltzer.
I'm here.
Trustee Angelina Salaka. Trustee Pam Hansen.
Here.
Chairperson David Goldberg.
Present.
Trustee Daniel Ferris.
Here.
Trustee Abigail Gates. Here. And Trustee David Simon.
Okay, all right, before we go any farther and go any further and take any more, or take any voting actions, I want to confirm with Peter, our village attorney, have you received sufficient information, documentation? Are you comfortable with Trustee Seltzer's continued residency in the Franklin, or living in Franklin? Are we good there?
I have. I reviewed a lease that he had and that he has in place, and I'm comfortable with what he's presented.
Okay, very good.
Good.
Mike, thanks for taking care of that.
Thank you.
So, adoption of the agenda. Can we get a motion in a second, and then we'll have a discussion?
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
Anybody have any comments,
I
any
have
additions?
I have a question.
Questions?
I'd like to give an update on the Human Resources Committee search. Where would you like me to do that?
Well,
On-
that's now become, and maybe we'll name it better, but we've added Special Report F,
Okay.
which
Oh,
is now where our liaisons, if they have anything to say, which would be Dan with Historic, David with Planning, or any of our committees that's themselves have anything to report.
Okay.
That's where we've added that. Maybe we'll work on the name of it, but yeah, that's what basically F is now for.
Okay, good. I'll do it there. Thanks.
Yep. All right, we have a motion and a second to approve the agenda. I don't see any comments for any changes. All in favor?
Okay.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thank you. We have two sets of minutes. First, we have the minutes from our special meeting of July 9th, 2025, as well as our regular meeting of July 14th, 2025. So let's start out with our special meeting of July 9th.
Motion to approve.
Anybody want a motion from Seltzer, a second from Gates? Any discussion, comments, revisions? Heather, you definitely have slipped right back into the groove. So these were great. I didn't have any comments on this one.
No, neither.
No discussion? All right. All in favor of the minutes of our special meeting of July 9th? All in
Aye.
favor? Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Next is our regular meeting of July 14th.
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion from Seltzer, second from Hanson. I had already reviewed these one as part of legal review, so I've already given Heather my comments. Anybody have any comments? Again, really nice job, Heather. Any comments?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? All right, excellent. Thank you, everyone. Public requests and comments. Anybody who would like to speak? We don't see too many people here. Let's try and keep it to 3 minutes if you could.
It'll be less.
Nice to see you, Mr.
Nice to see you,
Kopelman.
David.
Thank you again for another event. I'll address that later, but another.
I'm going to address, that's why I'm here.
Please.
Jeff Kopelman, 30895 Oak Leaf Lane. I am here on behalf of the Franklin Historical Society. You may recall I was here at the beginning of the year, when we had decided in conjunction with the FCA to do Music on the Green and put three music programs on. We've had the first two, the last two Wednesdays. The next one, the last one will be a day after tomorrow. And I want to thank everyone for their support, and I hope everybody's had a good time. We think it's been great. There's no charge to the village, and we paid for all of it, and we're planning on doing it again next year. My question is, I know you were there, David, a couple times. Do you have any comments on it? What you thought about it?
I thought it was amazing. I'll address it in my president's
Okay.
report, but
Okay.
I have some comments, but
Dan, I know you were there. I saw you there.
There, enjoyed thoroughly.
Did you? Okay, good.
Yeah.
And Michael, you were there.
Loved it, loved
Okay,
the
great.
camp, followed
Good.
them around for years, and.
Yep. The
now
band's
don't-
good, yeah.
Now they have an order to keep me, a restraining order
Yeah.
to keep me away. It's-
Well, you know how it is.
But I may,
Jeff,
Abby was there.
I'm sorry?
Abby was there.
You were there? Great. Did you enjoy it?
I did.
It was good? I'm glad.
Yeah.
Glad. Had you gone before?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay. I'm happy that everyone was there. I'm glad that the trustees, most of you were there. I think it's a great opportunity to have some camaraderie, which was part of it was, to see all the villagers as opposed to the 10 or 15 that show up here. You got a chance to see 150 people. For those who weren't there, I'm sorry that they weren't. Maybe they'll come Wednesday. I think that it's a great opportunity as leaders of the village and as village trustees to go to a nice event where everyone goes and it doesn't cost anybody any money. So hopefully everybody will be there on Wednesday, and we hope to have another great event. And thank you for your support and to the village.
thanks, Jeff.
Anybody else?
Good evening, everyone. Sam Caremagno with Priority Waste, your solid waste hauler. A few weeks ago, I was called in, and we met with Jenna and Kurt and Heather regarding some service lapses and maybe some miscollections. And we dug into that and found out what some of the problems were. Starting times were off a little bit, and some of the drivers, we had made some changes to some of the drivers in our effort to build our workforce a little bit. So that created a few problems, some miscollections, and we've since made more adjustments and got that back in line that I think Franklin will be happy with. The complaints have certainly dropped, and the response time for recoveries has gotten back in line to what our expectations are, and hopefully your expectations as well. So I just wanted to come and let you know that we've got our focus on your service, and if there's any questions or concerns you've got, I'd be glad to take them.
Sam, yes. So first I want to thank you for the commitment you've made to the village, taking the time to meet with us, taking the time to come here today. It's a partnership that's just begun, and it's going to be for a long term, so we'll grow together. But we appreciate the fact that you guys are trying. There's learning curves, residents, they get upset, it's personal. But at the end of the day, you're making sure that the service is done. I want to thank Priority for its commitment to the village.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate hearing that, and our commitment is there. And I know it's a new contract term, but we're committed to making things good and convenient for the residents of Franklin.
Eddie?
I know there were some residents who may have expressed some confusion or frustration with how to reach Priority, to surface any questions or complaints, if there's any misservice, any guidance you might be able to offer today.
Your residents typically call here and talk to Jenna, and then Jenna will send that through to our LDC, our driver coordinator, who will then take it from there for container issues, service issues. She copies me on the complaints, so if it's something I need to get involved with, I certainly will jump in. I stop in here at least once a month, maybe twice a month, so that process seems to work well for us, and we can close the gap quickly if it continues that way.
Thank you.
Hold on, Pam had a question, Mike, one
No,
second.
I don't think I did on priority.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
No. Did
Okay.
I? No.
Dan, I just want to say responsiveness is everything. So appreciate that and appreciate you for being here. When we see people going on social media, that's when it gets a little out of hand. And you know that from experience. I think it's important that in those cases, if your team can reach out directly to those individuals and try to allay their concerns, that might tamp that stuff down.
I agree. The social media, can get out of control.
Right.
If it's a simple problem that we have an address and a name,
Right.
we certainly want to take care of that, squeeze it, get done with it. and minimize the.
I always ask people that post on social media to talk to us directly instead of.
Definitely social media is not gonna get you anywhere.
So
Call
much
the
easier to talk
office.
direct.
Yeah.
So much easier.
Yeah, thank you.
Anyone else?
I'm good.
Sam, thank you for being here.
Thank you for hearing me. Appreciate it. If you ever need me, I'm out there. Thank you very much.
You bet.
Bye.
Anybody else? John?
Yeah. Yeah. Hi, I'm John Simon from 30320 in Carden. And I've received and read Administrator Megan Schubert's letter of resignation. And in it, Megan states that her primary reason for resigning was that certain intrusive trustees were attempting to direct and micromanage her job, and that such an overreach is strictly forbidden by the Village Ordinance 248.08, for you to look up if you'd like. That ordinance makes it very clear that Franklin's government prohibits the individual trustees from interfering with the administrative portion of Franklin's government. Megan further states that the overreach of these trustees into the daily operation of the village showed a flagrant disrespect for her position and authority and compromised her effectiveness in running the village government. That said, it becomes obvious that in order to prevent a recurrence of the crisis we are now in, all trustees must read and fully understand Village Ordinance 248.08 and pledge that they will act in accordance and promise not to direct or interfere with administrative functions. They must respect the administrator's place in the chain of commands and allow the administrator to run the village efficiently. When hiring the next administrator, it is imperative that he or she be assured that their job and the job of their staff will not be interfered with by any trustee. The council as a collective must agree that if any trustee attempts to manage the administrator or their staff, such an overreach must be immediately reported by the administrator to the council president, who will then report it to the council for investigation and reprimand. Anyone who would like to receive Megan's letter can either fill out a FOIA request form at the village office or mail your contact information to John Simon at 30320 Kincardine, and I will share the letter with you. Thank you.
Thanks, John.
Thanks, John.
Good evening, everyone. Natalia Shoup, 32334 Franklin Road. I'm here tonight as a concerned resident of the Village Franklin, seeking transparency and clarity regarding the current status of Trustee Michael Seltzer continuing service on this council. At the present, there is no publicly available record indicating that Mr. Seltzer or his spouse owns, leases, or otherwise occupies property. I understand it will be disclosed soon to us, but I submitted emails and FOIA requests, but have not received any responses of today. Before the meeting, it should have been disclosed before Trustee Seltzer made any motions. I would like to cite the relevant provisions, Section 3 of the Village Charter, Section 3.6C of the Charter, Michigan Compiled Laws 2.201.33. These are not technicalities, these are basic legal and ethical standards for the public office that I request will be answered. In addition to the residency concern, I want to bring to the council and residents' attention that there is currently an open case, Shoup versus Seltzer, filed with Bureau of Election Regulatory Division, Michigan Department of State. This case addresses potential multiple violations of the Michigan Campaign Finance Act by Trustee Seltzer during at least his last two re-election campaigns. Trustee Seltzer has not filed any filings for campaign finance since 2011 under the misrepresentation that he has not spent more than $1,000, but he clearly has spent more than $1,000 by sending the mailers to the entire village, at least in the last two re-elections of his. So again, as this council, has the village confirmed Trustee Seltzer's current residency status? Has any legal opinion been issued? Has he submitted a resignation or justification for continuing to serve? What action, if any, has the village taken? I urge this council to address these concerns with the seriousness we deserve. Public trust requires accountability, and that starts with truth, legality, and transparency. Thank you for your attention. I respectfully await the response to all the concerns I just raised.
should answer.
Thank
now.
you. Answer anything. Answer anything, Pam. I know what to do.
I think we should, this has
do
been
it.
taken care of.
I thought we addressed that at the beginning of the meeting. That
Right.
Well-
it was taken care of.
I know that your norm is to listen. However, Natalia, well, we normally do not respond, but I think that this feels a lot like an attack on a trustee that isn't justified. So I'm taking time, my privileged time, to respond. And number one, before the meeting technically started, President Goldberg confirmed with the attorney that Mike's paperwork's in order, he's a legal resident of the village, and there's no issue. So that matter should be settled.
I would like to see that record,
Well-
please. I am entitled as a resident of the village.
Submitted paperwork.
You submitted a FOIA, and you'll get an
Okay.
answer to that. But I'm
Okay.
telling you that at the beginning of the meeting, that was the conversation.
And that's why I
that took place.
stated, with all due respect, I am hoping a response soon.
On the second issue with regards to campaign finance reform, my understanding from trustee Seltzer is that that has been remedied as well.
No, it's still open
Well,
case.
I'm telling you what I know from trustee Seltzer, and I'm not going to ask him to respond, but you've also got a FOIA request in for that issue, I believe?
No.
Perhaps you and Mr. Seltzer can take that up afterwards. That sounds really personal, and I don't want to take village time to work that issue right now. But I know from Mr. Seltzer, when he read your note, he stated to me that it had been taken care of. So I need to believe him on that.
Trustee Hanson, if I may,
All right.
since, no, I mean, I was addressed,
This
so
one-
I am going to respond.
Yes, ma'am.
You've been misrepresented, and it's still an open case with the state.
That's why it's not subject to discussion. if it's an
Right,
open
and I
investigation.
just
So
stated,
can we
I
move
just.
on with our meeting?
I was just told, I'm sorry, then trustee Hansen should have not responded if that was the only thing. I have a right to respond since the allegations were made that this is personal attack. It is not personal attack. This is integrity of this council and trustee who potentially violated what I formally filed a complaint with the state.
I'm done. We're moving on.
Okay, thank you.
Allegations this isn't the place for allegations. There's proper forms for that. You've submitted them. Next. Nice to see you, sir.
Nice to see you. Ron Riami, 32692 Ravine Drive. I assume that nothing has happened with the people who resigned. Nobody's coming back, is that?
No.
Right at
it
the
wasn't
moment,
necessarily
anyway.
part of the process
Okay,
to bring them back.
all right.
We've had discussions with Meg. Meg won't be coming back, no.
Okay, all right. So, well, thank you, trustee Seltzer, for your continued service to this community. I find it amazing that our charter, I realize you're going to be looking at the charter. I find it, I mean, having experience with lots of charters and HOAs and condo associations and bodies like this, I can't believe that our docs allow for two people from one household to serve as trustees at once. I mean, it's mind-boggling to me that that exists. I don't know if it's ever occurred before in the council in the history of the village, but it's amazing to me. I hope that that's addressed. And then the fact that one of the trustees of the two, but even if it wasn't, the fact that one person has caused an unbelievable amount of angst in this village. When I came to the meeting a month ago, I didn't realize that this was happening, and I've been looking into it, and the different parts of the village, the different committees that all object to this person and their continued interference in running the village. It's hard for me to believe that you as trustees and the village
would continue to take this. And it's mind-boggling to me. I wish I could do something about it other than go on the record and say it's absurd. So I don't know what remedies you might have as trustees to do something. I don't know what, the population does, the voting population that does. Obviously, they were voted in. People didn't realize they were married. It's absurd. It's absurd to me that this has been going on. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Mark Ziso, 32695 Redfern. I want to thank the council for everything that they do. I want to thank all the people that filled in for what's happened over the last couple of months. And I feel that this was an atrocity to the village residents of the bullying that was done. And I feel that we should have an ethics committee brought up so this doesn't happen again. And also, I don't feel it's right that residents that are picking on certain council members without having the total facts. Thank you.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Mr. Brakeman.
I'm Randy Brakeman, 27390 Wellington. I've been a resident of the village now for 48 years. And I want to commend this council on the calmness and apparent ease in which they've been dealing with a chaotic situation. I commend you on being civil and polite and kind as we go through a very rough time. And I hope that you'll consider, as people are added to committees and councils and subcommittees in the village, that you put people on that have similar attitudes and positive viewpoints for our village, because this is the only way we can go forward. We have to look ahead and not behind. What's behind can only help us avoid pitfalls in the future. But that is not the direction we need to go. We need to go forward in the growth of this village and do positive things. And I believe you're very much on the right track in that direction. And I commend you for the efforts. I know it's not been easy, but I very much commend you for all the work you put into it. Thank you.
Thanks, Randy. Mr. Farner.
Hey there, Jay Farner, owner of the Franklin Oyster Barn Eatery. Well said, by the way. Just wanted to swing by and say thank you to everyone in the village. We have been open for a few months now, and the support that we've received has been incredible. As we thought, many residents are coming, multiple times a week. And it's great to see a place serve the community and people feel like they've got a place to go in their community. So I think, thank you, thanks. Mission starting to be accomplished. I grew up when I was very little in a town called Ramsey, New Jersey. And I went back recently, and it's a big town now. But when I was there, it was a small town. It had a pizza shop, an Italian restaurant, a Ben Franklin, 5 and dime store, where the kids could go get candy, and I think a barber. And we loved that place. I mean, my memories of being a child, incredible. And when I look around Southeast Michigan, there really aren't any of those places left, except here. And so I simply wanted to say, to encourage this group of people who are leading the village to and maybe to piggyback on the words that Randy said that were said so well, it's such a special opportunity to continue to create and support a place that people can bring their kids and they can kind of have this almost throwback experience. And as a person who would like to continue to invest in the village, a few things that maybe we've noticed as we've gone through this journey. If you ever think about possibly bringing city water just up a few feet, only because for restaurants, bakeries, the well water is incredibly hard on the machinery. I'm already spending thousands of dollars fixing machinery that we bought 60, 90 days ago. So that could be something to think about just for the downtown area. And then also at some point in time, thinking maybe through some public parking could be really great. We probably have the largest parking lot in the village, and we're still full. And there's really no public place for people to park, and it's become a challenge, and we're not here to upset anybody in the village. But if we're going to continue to have these neat, quaint little places that people can go and experience something special, we may have to think about that at some point in time. But so I want to throw those two things out there, but mostly just come and say thank you. We're really excited about what we're doing, and the experience of the people here in Franklin has been incredible. I'll share one final story. I had someone come in who had been going to the old Franklin Grill for many, many years. It was her and her husband's favorite place. Unfortunately, her husband passed away not too long ago. And to come back and be able to sit there and enjoy a meal, and she was in tears. So I had her talk to the staff for them to really recognize how special and how important the restaurant is to people. And most people don't get a chance to work at a place where those type of things matter that way. So it's really neat. And so we're happy to be here, and just want to say thanks. All right.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks, Jay.
My name is Ann Reinhardt, and my husband and I, Charles Reinhardt, own property at 25925 Romney Way in Franklin. The reason I'm here is not about the council, but although it's indirectly. And these are specific concerns that involve our home and probably everyone else. One is the heritage tree ordinance. If a tree is compromised and not hit by a storm, I had to have permission to cut it down and pay for the arborist. In our case, it was a walnut tree on my property, and I paid for it to have it cut down. I didn't plant it there. I pay the property taxes, yet I was not able to cut it down without permission. This is wrong. Walnut trees are dangerous when walnuts fall on parked cars, yet I had to pay taxes on our property and have to have permission. Number two, property owners to the west of us, located at 26057 and 26091 Romney Way, for several years, mud flowed from their drains onto our property, causing destruction. Went to the village, township, county, each telling us it's not their problem, and telling us to go back to the village, township, and county. And I will have more information later. The property owner at 26091 Romney Way empties his pool on our property. Can't do anything about this because it's private property. Yet the village approved their drain system. Number four, automobiles stored on property located at 25875 Romney Way. The car has a tarp on it, and it is on grass. There's an ordinance about this. This is harmful because oil and gas seeps through the grass. We have wells. Brought to the attention of compliance agent, nothing done. Drains in the street have not been cleaned, I believe, in over 10 years. Stop signs at Bowden and Romney Way not observed, brought to the attention of village police. No parking signs on Bowden and Romney Way not observed. I'm not including those who do lawn service. Not safe. Huda School has an old fire hydrant. Remove it if it's not operable, causes problem. It needs to be removed. At the Huda School, at the side entrance at Romney Way has items near the doorway. I believe according to the law, nothing should be near an entrance or exit at a school, even if it's a private school. I believe there are other fire hydrants in the village that have not been inspected. When calling to report someone is parking at a no parking area, even if it's blocking my driveway, I was told that that's not important. Then why have the sign? Trees that are dead that could cause damage to property, who do I report this to? To the property owner and the village? Property on Romney Way at the back of the Huda School parking lot and along the side property located at 26030 Romney Way belongs to the village of Franklin. has not been maintained. Why not? We pay taxes. Weeds along Romney Way have not been cut down. Went to the tax tribunal about our damage, our tremendous amount of damage, with photos to the property, and we presented photos, denied. Why? I understand that Mr. O'Reilly has resigned. For several years, I presented our case to the tax tribune. Neighbors at 26057 Romney Way have a very diseased oak tree. Why has that, a very large tree, not been inspected? The same neighbors at 26057 Romney Way have an accessory building that is dangerous and has exposed wires from the ceiling in the building. I also believe there are rats living in the building. That needs
Ms.
to be
Reinhardt,
addressed.
do you have a lot more to get
Just
to?
one
You're
more.
at, you're at a little.
Lastly, what about the light ordinance? Does the person who read the light meter have training? And all of these things will be, sent to you along with photographs. We can't live here because of all of this. And when people ignore us, and when I go to, I will say, a zoning meeting or something, and I oppose or, say something, somebody says something very disrespectful to me. And I can't have that. I have done everything I can. I want to make this place the best and the safest, but right now it's not safe. I appreciate your attention, and thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Reinhardt. Hi.
Let me know if I do this right, because I've never done it before. Kevin Gates, 30921 Roberts Drive. It's also worth noting I am Abigail Gates' husband. Pam, you motivated me to get up here in your defense of Michael, because we've heard other folks get up here and talk about a trustee who's not here tonight being attacked. And I'm not here to debate whether spouses should be on the committee. I have my own opinions on that. But to not stick up for her when she's being attacked seems a little hypocritical. Anybody who knows me, it's one thing I cannot stand. We've also heard a lot about decency and how we act in these meetings. I know it's the last thing you want to hear, Michael, right? But telling people to shut up and sending inappropriate messages over text is not decent. And all I'm saying for everybody on the board, everyone included, even my bride, we have to be better and work together. You can work through this. Dave's a great leader. Just follow it. Don't make it personal. These negotiations are tough. They get heated. It's not about winning or losing. It's about doing best for the people in this room and the community. It's not about packing the room so you get all kinds of kudos when the meeting starts. It's not about that. It's about the people coming in the room. So stop the personal nonsense. Listen to David. He's going to lead. And just because you were here 40 years longer than anyone else doesn't mean your opinion means more. We're paying the same taxes. We love Franklin. We would never move. We went to the village. We went to the music. I know what that was all about too. Let's take a roll call at the meeting, see who was there. Abby and I were there. The music was amazing. So let's stop the nonsense. Let's get to work. That's what you guys are here for. You can do a great job. I know you can. And just be decent. Thank you.
Thanks, Kevin. Anybody else? All right, everybody, thank you for your comments. Items that our administrator can address, we'll look into. Reports of village officers and agents. Chief?
Okay.
You can do it from there?
Sure, if that's okay.
Yeah.
First, is there any questions about the report that I submitted for the police department? And I have a couple other things to mention, if there's no comments on that.
Anybody?
Nope. Good. The first thing I'd like to discuss is that we were in negotiations with the 3 different companies reference our copier machine, both at the village and at the police department. And the former clerk, Dana, had already gone out for bids on that. So we took a look at those bids. They were pretty competitive bids. But at the end of the day, and when we met with Carl, who's here today to answer any questions for you, he really outdid himself. Not only did we get newer, more modern machines, and at the village now we have some color options that we're saving money both at the police department and at the village. So I just want to say kudos to Carl. He's a resident here, and he really went out of his way to find us some cost savings and some efficiencies here at the village and at the police department. Thank you, Chief Kirk. Anything you want to say, Lenny? Sure.
First of all, I want to thank all of you members of the council for doing this.
Carl's a resident, for those who don't know.
Pardon?
As I say, Carl's a resident, for those who don't know.
Sorry. I've come to many of these meetings. I apologize. I'm Carl Leader. I live at 26103 Carroll Avenue in Franklin. I've been here 36 years, I believe it is. I lose track. And I wanted to say thank you to all you who served, because I appreciate it. I haven't been to a meeting in a number of years, and it's quite an experience for me to see what's going on, and both good and bad, the things that you members have to withstand and take in, and hopefully make life better for all of us here in the village. So I appreciate it, each and every one of you. So, I just figure it's my way. I own an office equipment company. We've been in business about 40 years, actually 42 years. And over the years, I'm getting up there in age, and I want to do some good for people and help people, and that includes the village of Franklin. So I kind of saw some of the needs that they have. We've been servicing them for over 20 years, I know that, on their office equipment needs. We've donated a machine to the Historic Museum, the fire department, and now the police department. We donated a machine, and we are also handling the village offices here. So we've done some things to lower the cost. Just give you a quick update. We're lowering the cost at least $150 a month for both entities, and it should be a greater savings. If the volume goes up, there'll be a greater savings. So,
Thank you.
Thank you.
We greatly appreciate you, Carl, and you mentioned it, but yes, you've made several charitable donations of equipment to the village that we've benefited from, so thank you again.
I'm glad I can do it, and there'll be more.
President and being one of our committed vendors, so thank you.
Thanks,
Okay,
Carl.
you're welcome. Thank you.
With all the FOIAs I've been getting, the volume's definitely going to go up.
What's that? I'm just.
It's a bad joke. Thanks, Carl.
Thanks. Thank you.
Thanks, Carl.
Just a couple quick updates. The police department will be hiring another officer come September 1st. This is a budgeted position. This will take us to our allotted number of officers. I've known him for quite a long time. I worked with him at my former department. He has a wealth of experience. He's currently a supervisor. He's not only a great officer, but he's a great person. So I think he's going to fit in very well here, and we look forward to his first day being Labor Day. So he'll love that. We've interviewed 3 different social workers, and we have extended a job offer to one of the candidates. She'll be starting sometime in early October, and when she starts, I'll bring her in so she can introduce herself, and I think you'll be very impressed with her background. And then the last thing I want to say is that we've been discussing a partnership with Bloomfield Township on using their gas pumps for our patrol cars. This will save us about 40 cents a gallon because they get their gas at wholesale, and they're willing to extend that to the police department. So I'll keep you updated on that.
Thanks. Wow.
It's great.
Anything else?
That's it, sir.
So I just want to say, Kurt and Heather and Steph and Jenna, who have been assisting you, 3 weeks. It's a pretty good list, man. Must say. That's a lot of stuff you knocked off. I know that when you took over, there was a bunch of stuff that were on a list that we went through, and that list is getting pretty short. So nice job.
Well, I
all you
appreciate
guys.
that, and it definitely is all about Heather and Stephanie and
I know
Jenna
it.
and you, who've put in, I think, 50 hours last month and did not get paid, I
No,
believe.
it's
So
all good, but
appreciate
yeah,
it.
watching you guys in action it's great, and you've really filled in, and the operation is running smoothly. Bills have been paid on time every month. Heather's finding things, fixing things, so we really appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Next, Chief Tony. Good evening.
very
Welcome
fascinating
back.
with yeah, thank you. It was very interesting traveling to the western part of Africa to provide training.
Wow.
Reminded me of
I'm
nothing like here, except they're on wells too. So maybe there's the comparison.
Awesome.
You've received my written report. Our run volume does remain high. It's primarily due to EMS runs. And then we have certain areas where they like to cook really smoky foods or foods that turn really smoky, either way. Needless to say, there's nothing that is going on that is out of the ordinary. The fire department remains committed towards our annual inspection and maintenance needs. We're performing those throughout the year. We have just completed hose testing for the year with nothing failing, which is great, considering the price of replacement things is extraordinary now. With that said, and pending your questions, that'll conclude my report.
Any questions for Chief?
Okay.
Thank you as always. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Lance is not here today. All right, so next is our special reports. All right, I have multiple things to address, some announcements. First of all, for residents and myself and Michael's former house and Linda Novak sitting here, we've had another rough month of power outages, some on beautiful days out of nowhere, kind of a mystery. We had DT representatives in, met with Chief, just to let you know, they continue to claim they're committed to us and improvements. They still believe that a majority of the issues are the tree canopy, although it still seems hard to believe on certain days. But the other day, we had an outage in our neighborhood on a perfect day, and I thought there was no way it could have been a downed tree, but it actually was. So when they met with us, they did give us a list that shows us what the various grids are within Franklin. We fall within 4 different grids, some of which just peek outside of the village. And they've identified 3 different areas that they're working on: trimming of trees continually, which they still think is the biggest cause of our problems. They're transitioning to a smart grid in several areas, so that at least gets information to them quicker as to where the outage is coming from, so that they can get to that point quicker, as well as upgrading infrastructure. So when we had the outages, Chief was on it. He got them in here and made sure that they were aware that we're not happy, and just wanted to let you know that we are continuing to try and address that. Second item, just so trustees know, we were successful in being able to use our sewer trust fund, which the county holds for us, which has a significant amount of money in it, but is dedicated to only sewer infrastructure needs. But since the special assessment falls into that category, we were able to use our sewer funds at the county in order to pay that $29,000 bill. So it wasn't a budgeted item, and we did not have to tap into the general fund to address that. So I just want to let everyone know that took place. The basement here in the village has continually been a problem. Water infiltration problems, support problems, getting to a point where it needs to be addressed. So just wanted to let everyone know. In the course of the next month, the village will be going out for RFPs just to get an idea of the various suggestions of what needs to and should be done, as well as to get an idea of costs. And once we get that, ideas we'll come back and discuss, but just wanted to let everyone know that we'll be out for bid on that. We have 2 boards, a fire appeal board and a construction appeal board, both of which are required by state statute. We've had those occupied in the past. Those positions have lapsed and we need to reappoint people. I can tell you that they aren't very busy boards. I don't think we've had either of them called in years. But we have to have people on them. If anybody has experience in the construction industry or in the fire, or has interest in fire, please reach out to Heather. We'd ideally like to get 3 people on each of those boards for the next couple of years, just in case something comes up or an appeal's needed on a building permit, that we would have those available. So if anyone's interested, please let Heather know or let the office know. Couple just announcements. So we had, I guess we'll cover 2 at one time. The administrator and the office staff approved several civic event permits, so I just want to let everyone know about those, that they exist and they're still out there. The first was the Judaic Art Studio's grand opening, which has already taken place last night, but a wonderful event that, again, Rabbi Gajzinski and his wife Lucia have put together an event to bring people into the village. A lot of the people that attend aren't local residents, so it gets them into the village. Enough people last night that they needed to shut down the street for a couple hours. He had a hostage from Hamas that spoke. It was a wonderful event, so we want to wish the best to the Judaic Art Studio that has now filled the Gorbach building and is now a full-time business in the village. They have a lot of different arts and crafts projects, group outings you can schedule for, classes. So if you get a chance, stop in and say hi. Once again, Art in the Village, Jane Poland, thank you, Jane, for continuing this long tradition. Art in the Village this year is, does it say on here?
Part of the roundup.
Oh, that's right, that's duh.
Labor.
Duh. And that's also in here, we'll get to that. Thank you to the entire FCA, Kathy, the president, for the FCA's continued dedication to the village, and once again sponsoring the Labor Day Roundup, which was approved. And which was discussed, although we're not having the block party this year, we are having the Main Street Summit Heat, which is being sponsored by DTE, and that event is on August 20th from 4 to 9, so that permit was approved. And another really nice thing to see, 2 neighborhood block parties, one for the Garden Way, County Hill, Apple Tree area, and the other was for Chatham Lane, blocking off the street for neighborhood get-togethers. That's wonderful to hear, and kudos to those neighborhoods for taking care of those things, or having those things so that neighbors can get together. So we had announced a couple months ago that we were having a young lady who lives in the village. She was just finished her junior year at Kingswood Cranbrook. Her name's Sophia Khan. Sophia's been in the office now for a little over a month. A really, really bright, talented young lady that picks up things pretty quickly and has continued to grow in helping out the staff. So much so that I think her internship ends sometime in August, and Kurt's asked her to come in and work part-time in the evenings but we're gonna lose Heather in September to go back to her real world. And Sophia's gonna help with minutes, but I just wanna say thank you to Sophia. I don't know if she's out there listening, but Sophia, you've been a wonderful help, and her new position will be paid, so thank you for all the time you've given us, Sophia. And that rolls into, again, thank you to all 4 of you guys. I mentioned it earlier. We couldn't be here without you. We're really working well. Historical Society, Jeff mentioned it. Amazing 2 events so far. Got a little rain shortened on the first one. The second one, turnout was a little better. Just want to remind everyone that starts at 6. It goes from 6 to 8. In the past, they've started a little later. So people are out there by 5:45, and food trucks are staying till 8. playing music till 8, so hopefully we'll see even more residents out next month. But again, thank you. It's really nice to see residents out together, socializing, a few people even dancing. Wonderful event. And the last thing I'm going to address, because it was mentioned earlier, there's nothing in our charter that addresses whether trustees can be married or not. I don't even believe there's a state statute that prohibits it. I believe marital status is a protected class. I don't even know if you could have a law that prohibits it. It is what it is. They went to the voters elected both of our trustees with fairly significant votes. If people are not comfortable with the situation, and I understand that it was unique, being that they have different names, but it is what it is, and if you have, the only place to speak is at the voting booth, because there's nothing that we have any authority to do. We are all elected officials, all elected equally. Not one of us has any status over the others, and unfortunately, if it's uncomfortable for people, there's nothing that the village has any authority to do, and to look at us to try and do anything in that regard, it's just not gonna happen. So I know it's been addressed now and it's out there, but just so everyone knows, I don't believe there's any law at any level that prohibits that. That's it. Anybody else? Next, let's start with our council reports. Let Abby go. You have the last say.
I shared last meeting that transparency is important in galvanizing public trust. Our residents deserve it and vote for us to uphold it. After last meeting, there was an altercation with a resident, a heated discussion that ended with a resident in tears. And I comforted said resident and also had a verbal altercation with Trustee Seltzer thereafter. We exchanged some words, and I again explained that I felt his conduct was inappropriate. And I believe in sharing these things because it's important that we're transparent. And I woke up to a text message the next day, and it began with, so let's say a man comes to the podium and says, I believe Trustee Gates works on that platform where women develop relationships for money. It's kind of trendy and popular, and I've seen her there encouraging men to pay for her attention. You have kids, right? And in fact, I do have a family, and they're here today. My husband, Kevin, and my girls, Quinn and Reese. And I took that threat, I took that text as a threat, Seltzer. I called David Goldberg in tears and was concerned that this person was going to take action against my career or invoke someone to come to a meeting and explain that this was a possibility. I was terrified. I'm a business owner, I'm a mother, and after some reflection, I realized it wasn't a threat, Michael, and I'll take you at your word on that. But I'd like to state on the record that I don't currently have a profile on OnlyFans or any similar site, but even if I did, it is legal, and I wouldn't have anything to hide. And as a publicly elected official, I don't have anything to hide. And if there's ever any concern about my conduct, I invite any resident to discuss that with me personally. You've got my cell phone, you've got my email address, and truly, if there's anything that's given any residents pause or my fellow council people, please do address that with me in person. And moving forward, I'd like to request on the record that Trustee Seltzer reserves any communication with me, either in a public forum or adhering to the Open Meeting Act or in approved communication channels approved by the village. And I request that you do not contact me on my cell phone or engage me in conversation in public unless it's on the record. Thank you.
Thank you, Abby. Mike?
Okay. The reason that I wanted to speak about the event that happened yesterday is because it was an incredibly sombering and simultaneously joyous occasion for the village. The opening of the Judaic Art Studio was extremely meaningful to this community. And we had a speaker who unfortunately had suffered through the travesties of October 7th and lost his wife she was murdered, and he came to speak at that event. And so when I say it was somber yet joyous, it was because it was such a meaningful vision that we all had for this wonderful, creative Judaic art studio. And in particular, I'm grateful that there were so many in attendance. Like Pam was there, David was there, I was there. There were many people here in this audience that were there to witness this. I've been to many ribbon cuttings over the years, and by far this was the most meaningful to the community. And I want to take a moment to reflect, though, on something else that was an element of this that I think is critical. We had to be guarded by our police department for the entirety of that presentation. The streets had to be closed. Our chief of police and staff were there on behalf of law and security. And what a shocking and, I guess, sign of the times that we live in. That the grand opening of a business in our community has to be such a security threat that we have to close down Franklin Road for 2 hours to protect those who were speaking on behalf of the studio. So I want to thank Chief, and I want to thank the entire police department for the great support that you gave us, and to remind people that we are dealing with a level of hatred in this country that to me is astonishingly threatening. And that when I go to synagogue, as I do very often, and we have constant police protection, that's numbing to me and to many of us in this community. And it shouldn't be lost on any of us. I dare say we've had a wonderful church in this community for the entirety that we've all lived here. I have never seen a police car have to be stationed out in front. So I just want to thank our police department. I'm not going to comment on the other comments because they're definitely taken out of context, and I could certainly bring my wife here to defend me and how upset I was when I was attacked at the last meeting, and that any of us who are public officials are subject to threatening attacks. And all I was simply trying to do with Trustee Gates, who will not talk to me, I've asked to talk to her for many, many months before now. She refuses to communicate with me. I'm speaking now. She refuses to communicate with me. I just wanted to give her an example of how that might feel when someone comes and attacks you personally, and that you are supposed to sit back and accept those comments with grace, as opposed to attacking back because your reputation is all you have. And the woman who was set up to attack me, which continually happens here, was set up, and I noticed individuals on the tape that were nodding at her in approval. So you can watch the tape and you'll see. The setup was all about me taking some sort of financial gain by virtue of my support of the Judaic Art Studio, when I was simply soliciting support to bring this business into the community. I received no personal gain, and I do not appreciate my personal reputation being sullied for the $25 a year that I'm paid and the money that I spend to continue to be on this council to serve our constituents who want me to be here. So I'm not going to further discuss allegations because they are completely baseless. And I will not sit here and listen to that kind of nonsense and not respond to it. Anybody who knows me can talk to me at any time. My cell phone number is 248-877-9373. I will talk to anybody at any time, and if you don't have the courage to come talk to me directly, do not sully me in public. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Mike. Pam?
I just need to breathe for a second. There's oxygen sort of going out of the room. I will be reporting on the restaffing that we're doing in a couple of agenda items from now. But in the meantime, we're part of Bloomfield Cable, And last week, Kurt Lawson sat with Carrie Lazat, who, during one of her regular programs called Coffee with Carrie, and did a really good interview about the village and about the fact that we are hiring we lost 3 staff, and we're hiring 4 new employees, 4 positions, 4 positions, 4 employees. But I just wanted to thank you, Kurt. Carrie's a pretty good interviewer, and you did a very good job. I encourage you to look at it. I'll make sure, Heather, that you get a link to the YouTube. Oh, we are.
It's on our Facebook.
Oh, it is already? Okay, good. So we're good. Please watch it. It's fun, and I think it's optimistic and hopeful. And it has been a tough time in the last month, so this was a bright spot. So thanks.
Thank you. Dan? Sure.
I just wanted to offer a quick word of commendation to members of both our Planning Commission and our Historic District Commission, in that they had a joint meeting last week that I was privileged to attend as well, and it was really neat to see members of both committees working collaboratively together on a common project, which is the fences in the Historic District. And I think special commendation is appropriate here because unfortunately the meeting was scheduled at the same time as last week's concert, and yet we had multiple residents who forewent the concert and were focusing on the minutia of fencing and the potential regulation of fencing while the rock and roll was coming in through the windows here. So I thought that deserved some high praise.
Excellent. Thanks for working on it. And awesome to see those 2 bodies working together and figuring out if something should be done. So good job, Stuart. And that leads us to Stuart. Good segue.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
Well,
31.
So thank you again for the commendation. It was great. We had 4 members of planning there as well. At one point, they thought it was a hostile takeover of planning on their meeting. So I'm glad that we were able to support both them and they were able to support us. And there's reciprocal plans in the future for them to come to our meeting and help with the R3 district. So it was a great positive conversation. We're going to talk about it again in a week. Probably lines up with another village activity. I don't know how these things happen, but we'll be talking a little bit more about the feedback from the Historic District Commission and how we will see how we can organize our ordinances to be aligned with some of the expectations or desires that they're expecting for the R3 district. Another aspect, Trustee Sally was very helpful in our last planning meeting with regards to the regulations on the blight and nuisance ordinance and helping us align with expectations from council. So in our next meeting, our expectation is to go over the initial input that we'll provide to council next month. So it was a great collaboration there. And then this next week we'll also talk about fencing in general, as well as R3, just to confirm a few things. Another point is it's going to come up, Pam, I believe, is the master plan status. So I wouldn't mind. You sent an email. You've done some investigation, and Chief Lawson. Maybe better coming from, since you did the legwork, maybe better coming from you as to where the status is and where we are on that before I muddle through it. So I believe there's a submission this week, right? That's going out, some paperwork.
I'll have Heather fill you in.
All right, perfect.
Tomorrow, August 12th, and trust me, everything's ready to go. We're on it. It's all ready to go out. We have a 63-day period for correspondence, and at that point, we will be officially compliant with all the notification standards. So the first implementation is done in 14 days tomorrow. That'll go out in 63 days, and that takes us to, I believe,
October 14th, yeah.
Yep. And then you will officially have met that standard in your set.
Okay. so that's where we are.
I am so excited.
I'm glad to hear that. I feel like the last several months I've had deer in the headlights on this topic. I apologize, but there's been some great legwork from the office staff and tracking down what's going on, and I appreciate all the hard work that's been going on and also behind the scenes. So that's where we are on the master plan, and it's online for people to look at as well, right? So they can look through it, and yep, there's where we are. I will say we take input from the master plan periodically as we're going to progress to get to another one in a few years. But it is as the village evolves and changes, we need to make note of how the plan for our village is going to adapt and change. So we want people to come to our meetings. We want them to discuss ideas and thoughts so that we can consider them for the next go around. So that's what I have for tonight. Any questions for me?
Any questions for Stuart?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you as always,
Thank you,
appreciate you.
Stuart.
Thank you. Next time we'll just open the windows for those meetings, by the way. I think that would help us
problem.
hear the music at the same time.
Also, can I say something? We have copies, hard copies of the master plan in my office if anybody would look at it.
Thanks, Heather.
Dave,
Mark?
sorry to break in. Oh, sorry. Mark Ziso, 32695 Redfern, Franklin, Michigan. We're going into storm season again. Surprised we didn't get something today. The first Saturday of the month, the siren did not go off. I don't know where we stand on that. And I was outside during the time that it would have been.
Okay,
Thanks.
I'll check on that.
Okay.
thanks, Mark.
Thanks.
Interesting.
Main Street.
Anyone from Main Street?
George is here.
Oh, I didn't see George sitting there. Hi, George.
Hi, thank you. I'm George Vanettis with Main Street, Oakland County. And so I got some good news today that Main Street America and Main Street Oakland County, certified at the Main Street Franklin Fund, has been recognized for 2025 accreditation. And they met all the standards of performance during 2024. So as we've done in the past few years since I've been with Oakland County, again, we're very proud to give the accreditation to Main Street Franklin. Mike, if you want to come on up.
I sure do.
Yeah. And if somebody could take a picture with, you want to take one with my camera too? We will post it. Thank you.
And yesterday was a particularly proud day for Main Street. And given the fact that we do take incoming from residents who are concerned about the vacancies, it was particularly grateful.
One building at a time.
No doubt.
Yeah, thanks. And I look forward to, and you know, I work with John Bry, Pam and Mike know it, and David knows very well. We look forward to working with the new Main Street director, whoever he or she is in the future. So we look forward to it and keep on moving forward with building up the downtown, economic vitality, work with the small businesses, the place, the people, the family gathering, make it a really nice destination place for people to come in. Okay, so
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Thank you, George. We appreciate yours and John's commitment to the village, continued support, so thank you. We really do. It's not unnoticed.
Thank you.
So does anybody have anything they want to report from, you kind of already covered what was going on with the HR committee as far as the job search and the president's report. Anybody, liaison, anything from going on historic to worry about? Okay.
I can report on next if you'd like.
Yeah, why don't you? There was an article about that. That's coming to some closure?
Well,
No, or?
I would say not.
No?
I would say not.
The council will be, the Birmingham Council will be dealing with this as to whether they feel there's an option to put something on the ballot for a millage to fund properly the kind of accommodations that are necessary. Where Next stands right now is pretty much falling back on the original plan, which was simply to take over what was the YMCA building that was relinquished and purchased by the city of Birmingham. However, the building is in such terrible disrepair, and it is so unsightly that it's become questionable to Next and to we on the board that this is really a welcoming location for the facility. So there is a lot of internal strife and discussion, and we may have no choice because we are running out of time. We do have to vacate the Midvale School building, and Next is a thriving and successful business that is going to need a home. But without the proper financial funding, it's going to make it a very challenging environment. And when you walk into Next right now, it feels warm and welcoming. And it's a lovely facility. If you've not been there, you should go. But there will be a time in the next year and a half where we are going to be without a home. And we will have to deal with the reality of whether that YMCA building, without any renovations, without any forward plan, is going to be sufficient and will keep our existing member base intact. So I personally am very concerned about it. And we have limited time to respond. So I'll keep it posted.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hopefully they figure that out.
Yeah.
Anything else? All right, next. Bills list. Lance is not here, but actually fairly small bills list for, compared to others. Anybody have any questions for either chief, really chief, on any of the bills? Nothing? No questions?
No.
We get a motion to approve.
Motion to
bills
approve the
list?
bills.
Motion from Seltzer,
Second?
second from Gates. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? All right, thank you.
President Goldberg, if I can
Sure.
interject, so.
Yes.
Acting Administrator Chief had mentioned that he is in the process of hiring an employee. Took a quick look at our code here, ordinance, and as an acting administrator, he has the ability to recommend to council the appointment, suspension, removal, and compensation of all employees of the village.
Okay,
So we just want to make sure that we're in compliance with that, and he's moving in that direction. So if he has somebody in mind, and you guys want to approve of that, then you should probably take it under motion.
okay, historically, have we approved them prior, subject to your comfortability with the hire? Or do we typically do it after, kind of hard to do it after you've already offered the job, so.
I guess I would lean on if Peter thinks this is the right thing to do, then we should just move forward with
All right,
the
so,
recommendation.
well, so the position that you're filling is not a new position. It's an open position that's already budgeted for, the salary's already budgeted for and negotiated in the contract, benefits the same as all the other officers.
Correct.
Nothing other different than the character of the individual whom you're hiring, which we defer to you on that anyways.
Correct.
Yeah, if we're supposed to approve hirings, then let's have a motion to approve or authorize the chief to hire a 12th officer for the police department.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All right, so we have a motion by Seltzer, second by Hanson. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Peter, thank you for pointing that out.
Thank you.
Chief, good luck, although I think you already have your person in mind.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, old business. First item is appointments of citizens to the Planning Commission, Historic Commission, and Zoning Board of Appeals. So, correct me on our numbers, but as it is, we have 2 appointments to the Planning Commission, 2 appointments to the Historic District, and how many to the Zoning Board of Appeals as far as open positions?
Yes, 2 for planning. We have 3 for zoning. There are 3 open, well, there's 2. Linda is up, and Linda Hiller Novak, and Fred Blosh in 2025. And then there's a vacancy that's been open for 2026. That would make 7. And historic is 2.
Okay, so we've received, actually, this is one of our first times we haven't had a surplus of applications, but as it stands, in each one of those positions, the seats that are opened up are for current planning commissioners who would desire to stay on, and traditionally, that's pretty much how things have gone. We don't second guess the chair unless there's been some reason of, unless there's been some cause, delinquency, or anything like that. We usually allow people to remain on when they desire to. It keeps continuity in our boards. So, and then on the historic, I'm sorry, on the Zoning Board of Appeals, there's 3 openings. 2 of them are, for lack of a better term, incumbents. And the 3rd opening is typically was where we move an alternate up to fill one of the holes, since they put in the time of coming to meetings and not necessarily being able to participate. So for that 3rd seat on the Historic District, I know that one of our alternates is desirous of filling that seat. So we did receive some applications. Where do you guys want to start? Let's start with the Historic District Commission. There are 2 seats opening. Fred Galash, who is an existing member of the HDC. Jennifer Cook Riggin, who is also a existing member of the HDC. And then we've received an application from Natalia Shub.
You talking about the zoning board now?
No, we're talking about the HDC. No, the ZBA. No, that's the HDC.
HDC.
Yeah, HDC, yeah,
Historic.
exactly. Right, so Fred to return to HDC, Jennifer Cook Riggin to HDC, and Natalia Shub had also asked to fill the seat. Unfortunately, we don't have an opening there.
It's not clear to me on Fred Galash's app,
Me either.
what commission is he actually?
ZBA.
Is it ZBA? Okay, thank you.
I had a list of, I had a list of all the openings, which I had
Here it is.
misplaced.
Let's use hers.
See, that's where, so this,
He needs the list of, yeah.
Do you want to segment it by type?
no, actually, that's how I thought it was, so let's make sure we have this correct. Jen Riggin,
Heather, you want mine?
Oh, I thought she had a list.
Jen Riggin, Natalia Shub, and Angie Nagel.
So at the very top, so you have Jennifer Cook Regan and Natalia Shu from Historic, and what's the other one?
Angie Nagel.
So 3 for HDC.
Correct, so I had Fred and Angie mixed up.
And
Jennifer,
Fred didn't fill out the top part, but he.
and it was in the wrong order, so. Two returning members of the HDC asking to stay on, and one person who will, as we have done in the past, will get on the list for future openings. So anybody want to make a motion?
I make a
discussion?
motion to reinstate Fred Galash.
No, we're on historic right now, so
Oh, I'm sorry.
Jennifer Cook Riggin and Andy Nagel are the incumbents, and Natalia Shub is asking to be considered. Let's do them one at a time.
I'll make a motion favoring Jennifer Riggin.
So we have a motion to reappoint Jennifer Reagan to the Historic Commission.
So moved.
We have a second from Hanson. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
And now a motion for Fred Galash.
No. Angie Nagel.
I'm sorry, I don't have that. Who, what name is that?
It's Angie Nagel is asking to be returned.
Oh, okay, I found it. Motion to approve Angie Nagel
To the Historic District.
for Historic District.
I'll second that. All right, so we have a motion by Seltzer, second by Hanson. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? All right, thank you. Next item is Planning Commission. We have 2 openings, and we have 3 applicants. Again,
We have Linda Hiller.
we have Linda Hiller Novak and Stuart Wooters, who are returning and existing, and Natalia Shub, who is asked to be considered.
A motion for Linda Hiller Novak.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All in favor of
Aye.
Linda Hiller Novak going back to the Planning Commission, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay,
And then
Stuart.
a motion for Stuart Wooters for Historic District, for Planning.
I'll second Stuart.
Motion by Seltzer, second by Hanson to reappoint Stuart Wooters to the Planning Commission. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? All right. Last item is the,
Stuart, you want to do this again?
It's the money, man. Yep, yep. Pays for flights and lodging and cars. Okay, now what do we have?
so
Zoning?
last item- So, yeah, the last item is zoning. We have received applications from,
Paul Brakeman.
we've received applications from Paul Brakeman, Fred Galash, Natalia Shub, and John Simon.
How many openings do we have?
No, not John Simon, Linda.
No, we're on,
Oh.
we're on,
I motion for Linda Hiller.
hold on. We have, yeah, Fred, Linda, and John Simon is asking to,
No, John Simon is already situated until 2026, isn't it?
Natalia.
He's an alternate.
So,
I
my
know, but he
understanding
needs,
is,
no, hold on, temp.
my understanding is that Linda is the zoning board representative from planning, so I think
Correct.
there's always a seat from planning.
Correct.
Okay, so there shouldn't be an appointment necessary for her, other than elected through the planning commission.
I know, but Heather, we're moving John up to a full seat.
Oh, we're moving John?
Yeah. Yeah. Correct, so Stuart, you're correct. That Linda Hiller Novak's seat isn't up. Every year, that position is filled by the planning commission when you do your election of officers and liaisons, and your liaison is a seated member of the ZBA, which you have continued to have voted Linda into that position. So, correct, there's really only 2 openings, which is for Fred to return and for John to move up and fill the open seat. So we have a full ZBA.
So you want a motion for?
So we need, yeah, so if we want to, and then again, Paul Brakeman and Natalia Shub, we're asking to be considered.
I'll motion for Fred Galash. And do you want to,
Let's
you want to
just do one
combine
at
it? You want to combine it?
No,
with-
let's just do them one at a time
All
again.
right,
So,
so, motion for Fred Galash.
I'll second.
the motion by Seltzer, second by Hanson to return Fred Galash to the zoning board of appeals. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed?
And now motion for Paul Brakeman.
No.
No?
No. John Simon.
Oh, so what,
But we have Paul Brakeman.
Oh, so-
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Paul has an application, I mean, Paul sits on the planning commission, it's
He's not,
correct. He asked, Paul has always had an interest in the ZBA, I think he's asked if he could
oh,
be a member, I think he was asking if we didn't have any other openings, but,
okay.
okay.
So motion for John Simon.
yeah, to be moved up to the position of a full zoning board of appeals member.
ZBA.
We have a motion by Seltzer to appoint John Simon. Do we have a second?
Second.
We got a motion by Seltzer, second by Ferris. Further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. All right, that fills all of our seats. Thank you, everybody. Thank you to everybody who's continuing your commitment to the village. Members returning keeps continuity. So, thank you very much. Heather, I'll give you this when we're done. Unless you want to get up again. Thank you. All right. Next item on the agenda, we are having our second reading of the wireless telecommunications facilities ordinance, section 1265, part 12, title 4 of the zoning ordinance. We had already had a first reading of this. At that time, several of us gave comments, myself included. I have reread the draft that's been presented for our second reading, and as far as I'm concerned, it had addressed all the items I mentioned and we had approved at our first reading. Does anybody have any additional comments on the, well, let's get to it. Properly notice this. This is ordinance number 2025-02, an ordinance to amend the wireless telecommunications facilities of section 1265, part 12, title 4, zoning of the codified ordinances of the village of Franklin, Oakland County, Michigan, to protect the public health, safety, and welfare. This would be our second reading. If we adopt this, this would put this ordinance into effect with the changes we made. If everybody recalls, these changes were to bring this statute in consistency with the state statutes.
Motion to adopt.
We have a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
We have a second.
Second.
Motion from Seltzer, second from Ferris to approve the second reading of the wireless telecommunications facilities ordinance. Any discussion? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Actually, you know what, let's just do a roll call since it's an ordinance.
Okay. Trustee Seltzer?
Yes.
Trustee Hansen?
Yes.
Chairperson Goldberg?
Yes.
Trustee Ferris?
Yes.
Trustee Gates?
All right, thank you, everybody. I believe we have in here an amendment to the amendment. Actually, did we ever officially adopt your amendment and we're fixing it, or this is our first official
I think at
adoption?
the last meeting, you said we approved, subject to attorney negotiation or
Right.
memorializing it. And I discussed with Chief, come up with some trivial, I shouldn't say trivial, some red line amendments, you'll see them there. Some of them are trivial, I think, if I can speak for Chief. Sure. He said he wants guaranteed money. I thought I reflected that. This is brought back to your attention for approval.
You're comfortable with the changes? I saw them, they worked for me.
I am, thank you.
I would make a motion to approve the,
And it's, for those that are in here, it's the one with the red line changes. Red lines were struck, underline were added. We have a motion from
Motion to approve.
Seltzer to approve the amendment to the employment agreement. Chief Lawson, motion from Seltzer. I'll second. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Chief, thank you. Amazing job you've been doing.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I got to meet your wife finally, wonderful woman, didn't look like she wanted to kill us too bad, so.
She's my better
If
half.
not, she had a good, nice, she let us have to believe that all good, so let us know.
All right, well,
New business. Time for a new patrol vehicle. Chief, you want to go ahead and address that? You've got in here a copy of the bid you got.
sure. For 2025-26, we budgeted $53,000 for a new patrol vehicle. We did go on the state of Michigan contract, which is held by a local dealership, Gorno Ford. They have a vehicle on the lot they've reserved for the police department at $49,946, which is within our approved budget. The one thing I will note is that it, unless I'm reading it wrong, is that if we go over $50,000 a year, we have to have a vote of the people. And we'll definitely reach that next year, so we need to consider that as we move forward.
Yeah,
with the
that's
charter.
definitely one of the charter amendments we're going to have to consider.
You might have to adjust that.
Yeah, we have a charter.
Inflation.
I know, that's the thing.
Huh?
No, I agree.
I mean, we
And
can't
have
go
to
to
do
the
it through-
voters for stuff.
Right.
Right, I mean, obviously, we'll find ways to address it, break them out, but in general, that part of what Bashir had mentioned, part of what we're gonna bring back, actually, legal committee discussed it, we'll bring it in September to begin setting up that charter subcommittee of council members, planning commissioners, residents, to address certain charter amendments that are needed, particularly ones that have dollars allocated to them that were based upon the 1990s economy.
Right. I would make a motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve the purchase of the budgeted patrol vehicle for $49,946 from Gorno Ford. Motion from Seltzer,
Second.
second from Gates. Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, everybody.
Just for my benefit, when is the next vehicle purchase coming up, Chief?
So what we've been doing the last few years, my understanding is that there's a new vehicle every year, and then we sell off a vehicle. But this will be the first year that we don't sell off a vehicle, because I want to increase the fleet from what it is now to one more.
Okay.
We ran into an issue where we had a crashed vehicle, and at the same time, we had another vehicle out with some mechanical issues, which left us 2 cars running 24 hours a day for over a week. And that's not good. So we are going to increase our fleet a little bit, but I'm always looking at not just the mileage of the vehicle, but, you know, what kind of shape is it in? And we rely on Avis Ford and our local mechanics to kind of tell us that.
I'm asking partly because of the charter issue.
So it would be probably this time next year, I would be asking for an additional vehicle.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Next item on new business, consider the appointment of chief of police to be the designated traffic engineer for the village. I think it's through the state as well as Oakland County. We need to have a designated official. We had recently appointed our prior administrator, Meg, to that position. That position's now open. We are gonna consider, or we're gonna appoint, I'm asking to appoint chief to the position of designated traffic engineer for the village. And then, once we have a new administrator, we can consider whether it's more appropriate for the chief or the administrator to do it, but for the time to have you wearing both hats and qualified for both, I think it's certainly appropriate.
So moved.
A motion to appoint Chief Lawson to be the designated traffic engineer for the village. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Motion by Seltzer, second by Hanson. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Last item. I don't know if the infrastructure committee has had a chance to see, but the 3 stop sign areas are installed. They look good. They're properly positioned. Few housekeeping things that have to be done when we put up new signs. If you notice, there's some flags on them. Those flags are to alert individuals that there's a new traffic control device in order to allow the police department to ever enforce those signs, we need to create a control order. Chief has prepared a traffic control order to officially implement and authorize the enforcement of 3 new stop signs. 1 north and southbound Wing Lake Road and Suzanne Drive, 1 northbound and southbound on Romsey Road at Dennison, and 1 northbound and southbound on Franklin Park Drive at Riverwood Road. We have an order in place. We just need a motion and approval to put these into effect.
So moved.
Motion by Seltzer,
I'll second.
second by Ferris. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, excellent meeting, everybody. We'll have some new stuff to look into next month. And, hopefully see everybody at the, Music on the Green next week. Motion to adjourn. I'll move to adjourn.
Second.
Second by Ferris, motion by Goldberg to adjourn. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Thank you, everybody.